since we're talking about COA matters, let's have a real expert weigh in. We have with us Attorney Grace Pulido Tan, the first female chairperson of the Commission on Audit. She's also known for the audit of the PDAF scam or the pork barrel. A pleasure having you with us, Attorney Tan.
Thank you, Sass. It's a pleasure always. Magandang gabi po.
Magandang gabi and an honor, of course. Now, let's go back to your time. You left in 2015, but it must, can you recall for us how that joint circular was drafted and what were the motivations towards tightening, I suppose, the oversight over the spending of government funds?
Thank you, Sass. Yeah, the ICFAO, or the unit that audits confidential and intelligence funds, is actually a unit that is directly under the office of the chairperson, which at the time was me, no? So I got a real personal, up close and personal kind of familiarity with this particular work of the COA kasi nga ako yung talagang direct head niyan. And along the way, we discovered many gaps kasi for one thing, yung mga rules and regulations applicable were scattered all over. Wala siyang isang manual or, parang as and when there would be circulars that would be issued. Pangalawa, yung mga requirements hindi rin consistent, no? And mahirap sundan. Parang it would depend on who is auditing it. There was, in other words, no coherent guideline. And so at the time, napag-usapan namin ni Sec Butch Abad, Secmar Rojas, who was who was the head of the ILG, Vod Gasmin, I think, for DND, and GCG, kasi at that time, yung mga corporate, government corporations kasi, meron ding mga confidential funds yan, no? That is provided in their own corporate operating budget. So we decided that we would review the whole thing and learn from each other kasi iba-iba ang characterization, iba-iba yung paggamit, pangangailangan ng bawat ahensya, no? So we wanted to come up with something that was applicable across the board, across agencies, kumbaga, and where the barest minimum of documentary requirements at least would be there, no? Parang
Right.
the spirit.
Para pong, I'm sorry to interrupt, but para pong naging Biblia nung in the last 3 days because laging yung COA Joint Circular 2015 ang sinasite. Yes. Now, tell us the difference between confidential and intelligence funds because when Senator Judge Lacson stood up, parang his knowledge kasi is intelligence funds. So he was even asking the witness, what is your security clearance? Linalagay yan sa vault. But are confidential funds treated with the same kind of scrutiny and care as intelligence funds?
Yeah, yes. Confidential funds, essentially, the essential difference is yung confidential funds sa mga civilian agencies.
Okay.
Yung intelligence sa military and uniformed personnel, what we call the intelligence practitioners. Actually, nakadefine yan sa joint circular. And that definition came from those who knew exactly what they were talking about. Now, let me just take this opportunity na I think in the last 2 days, parang nabugbog din yung notion na porke confidential funds, confidential din yung pagliliquidate o yung mga dokumento sa liquidation. No, that's not what it means. The term confidential has to do with the purpose of of the fund. So, properly speaking, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito are funds for confidential uses or purposes. Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga PAPs, no? Projects, programs, and activities that are covert in nature because of the purpose that they seek to
Right.
serve.
Okay.
Oo, pero yun ang yun ang confidential. Kaya lang descriptive term, kinawang confidential funds. But really, what we are referring to are funds for confidential activities.
All right.
Yun.
How specific should they be? Because that was also a subject of a lot of interjections by the senators. The evidence, how successful was this covert operation? Do you want them to be really specific? Kasi yung pinresent po ni Auditor Wamil, parang very general yung description.
Yes. Okay. In the joint circular, hindi talaga nakaspecify kung ano yon, no? But there must be a causal relationship between, I think that this was in the context of the informers, reward informers, no? Ano yung reward-rewardan mo? Ano yung, bakit mo rini-rewardan yan? At ano ang napalaan natin sa information na yan, no? So that link must be established. So kung hindi naman mahirap naman yung sasabihin mo, ginamit namin yan for informers reward. Okay, so what did we reward them for? No? At sino-sino to? I understand, I don't know, I could be wrong, no? But it looks like there are about 600 plus recipients of informers reward, something like that, no? At sa akin, red flag na kagad yun eh.
Bakit po?
Kasi kung confidential information ang binibili mo, no? Ibig sabihin, konti lang nakakaalam yan. You have to pay or reward 600 people to be able to get information. Public knowledge na siguro yun sa dami na
Kumalat
nakakaalam.
na. Kumbaga.
Kalat yun. I mean, it's an information that you can probably gather from the streets. Not necessarily something, diba? So, yun. Isa. Pangalawa, kung informers reward, bakit paid in kind? Groceries, medicines, yun ang mga narinig ko kanina. Bakit
Red flag
ganun?
po rin yun?
Red flag yun. Medicines worth 70,000, yun ang reward ng whoever got it. Why? Diba? Kung ikaw ba mabibigyan ng reward, tatanggapin mo medicines worth 70, are you going to sell them in the black market or something? I mean, I'm just, says, I don't know, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just,
well, you have the experience. Ano pa bong red flag meron? Yung
bago
parang
ng mind eh.
Senator Pangilinan cited, walang butal. Hindi ba kung bibili ka ng gamot o grocery, hindi naman eksaktong 0-0. Red flag
Pero
din po ba yon, yung very exact yung amounts?
Sa akin, not necessarily. Kasi, pag may mga ganyan, rina-round up na yan. I mean, okay lang yun. That's something trivial, okay?
Okay.
Pwedeng mag-round.
Okay.
Pero ang red flag sa akin doon is, kung namigay ka ng gamot at saka mga groceries by way of a reward, no? Ibig sabihin, binili mo yon, pre-procure mo yon. So,
yes.
dapat meron ka receipt nun, no? Dapat may resibo ka nun. Pero parang wala, well, according to Auditor Wamil,
Yes.
wala silang mga sinubmit na mga resibo na, pero merong gamot at merong mga groceries. At ang meron lang daw yung acknowledgement receipt
Right.
nung gap. Okay. So, akin mga red flags yon. Let me go a little farther. Pag sa audit, nakikita mo na yung mga gano'n na, teka, something does not compute here, no? As an auditor, you have all the right and in fact the duty to go deeper and investigate ano nangyayari dito, what's happening here. And you can ask for more documents maski hindi nakalagay sa joint circular. You can make inspections, you can call people, etc. There's so many ways of doing it. And people in ICFAO, the auditors in ICFAO, are not prevented from doing that, no? They, I don't know, during my time, I never told them to just limit themselves to the
Right.
documents.
But
Because yun yung sinasabi ni ano
that seemed to
ni
be a flaw po eh. Parang they just limited it to documents. Hindi ba may inspection man lang to verify?
oo, kasi there was enough uh, to go by, no, not yun na nga, something doesn't compute, no? I mean, if we talk about regular, ordinary, daily experiences, parang it was really so out of the ordinary. Ito yung sinabi actually ni Senator Judge Villanueva kanina about skepticism. You know, we learn it from very basic, estudyante pa lang kami ng accounting. Pinag-aaralan na yan that one of the mindsets that an accountant should develop is skepticism. Yung said in a negative way, no? But don't take anything at face value.
Okay.
If there is something that sa pagdududa, imbestigahan mo, no? Parang kumbaga sa Tagalog, kailangan maging diskumpiyado ka ng konti.
Now,
Ganon.
Attorney, I'd like to ask you, did the COA give the OVP and the Education Secretary enough leeway to clear the issues that the COA raised?
I think so. I mean, based on the testimony, no? I'm just, of course, basing it on the testimony. They were given an AOM, eh. So, nakalagay lahat doon kung ano yung mga nakita ng mga audit deficiencies and how they wanted them to explain what other documents they wanted the agency to ano.
Okay.
And then after that, hindi nila comply, nag-issue ng notice of suspension. That's another period. Eh hanggang mating sa punto na wala na talaga silang natanggap, kaya nag-notice of disappearance,
Okay.
I think.
But what about that meeting where it was requested that just send us an audit query instead, is there such a term really, audit query, instead of a memorandum?
An audit memorandum.
An AOM.
Audit observation memo, yeah.
Opo.
Yeah, there is such a thing as audit query, no? Pero sa pagkakaalam ko, ang pagkakaintindi ko ng audit query, it's the agency that asks a query from the COA. Usually, it has to do with some transactions, proposed transactions, that they are seeking guidance. How are we going to handle this? Paano i-account ito, etc., etc. That's usually the nature of audit query. Pero ito, parang yung ahensya, ang COA ang magbibigay ng audit query sa ahensya, parang hindi ko yun magets. Kasi kung meron mang gustong tanungin ng COA sa ahensya, nakalagay na yun sa AOM. Kaya nga pinapa-explain sila, eto mga tanong namin, eto mga namin, paki-explain, bakit ganito, bakit ganito. So, that's where the questions of the COA would be reflected.
Now, the notice of disallowance, according to Auditor Wamil, is already prima facie that shows that the head of the agency can be is already culpable. Tama po ba yun?
Person liable to return the money. Okay? Kasi at that point na after all the time given, no, the opportunities given for the agency to explain at hindi niya na-explain, kaya nga nag-issue na ng notice of disallowance, no? Hindi niya talaga na-liquidate. Hindi niya na-satisfy yung kailangang hinahanap na justification. So, presumed na hindi niya
Na for
na
personal use na. Yun na yung presumption.
there
Yun
is
na
a
yung presumption.
presumption. Yeah. Kasi hindi niya na explain.
Is that a betrayal of public trust?
I am not a senator, Judge.
But what do you, given your experience
I
po?
am so I
Okay.
am so happy that I don't have to make that decision. Let's leave it at that. Okay.
Okay, it was asked by Senator Judge Amy Marcos, ang head of agency ba o yung special disbursement officer lang? Sino po
Di ko
ba ang
masyadong
mananagot
maintindihan.
dyan? How do you
Okay.
distinguish where the responsibility or accountability lies?
Okay. Hindi ko masyadong makuha yung context ni Senator Judge Amy kanina, no? But ang persons liable under, not only under the joint circular, but under all COA rules and regulations and the law, PD 1445, no? Ang persons liable, yung mga persons na may partisipasyon dun sa transaksyon. Halimbawa, yung nag-approve, yung gumawa ng check, kaya yung treasurer usually yung nag-issue, yung tumanggap, no? So lahat sila. And I think that testimony was to the effect that the VP was the one who approved. Because as a matter of fact, siya dapat ang nag-a-approve pag confidential fund, how it is to be utilized, no? Siya nag-a-approve talaga noon. So may participation siya. And that in itself already makes her one of the so-called persons liable. Also, in PD 1445, no, the head of agency, whether or not physical participation, by virtue of the fact na head of agency ka, nakalagay doon sa batas na primarily responsible ka na.
Was that,
Kasi may command responsibility.
opo, when you were drafting that joint circular in 2015 and probably earlier, was this also a primary consideration? Kasi sabi nyo, it was all over the place, walang coherent guidelines na ultimately responsible dapat yung head of agency?
You know, in terms of the persons responsible, that has never been in question. Because we cannot detract from the law. The law is always there. Maski anong klaseng circular regulation ang gagawin ng COA, if it is not aligned with the law that says the head of agency is primarily responsible, invalid yung regulations o circulars na yan. So it was never an issue. Who the persons liable, wala kaming pinalitan dyan, sinunod lang ang batas.
We thank you once again for granting the big story, this very rare interview. We wish you the best. Former COA Chair Grace Pulido Tan.